Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Divinely Guided Earth Angel podcast, where you are learning to tap into your divine guidance, your angels and your guides to access clearer vision for your life and manifest and co-create miracles and magic and higher frequency results in your life and your business leadership, Earthside. My name is Phoenix Louisa Angela Popioic. I am a 21st century oracle, a clear channel, working with my soul client community around the world for 15 years now. I'm so excited to bring this podcast to you. I am loving it. Weekly episodes to inspire you on your journey, accessing clearer vision and insight, trusting your unique divinely guided intuition and soul path whilst creating magic and miracles in your life. So in this week, episode 3, angel numbers. I am the founder of Earth Angel School, so many of my students will be listening to this, and this is where we start in Earth Angel School. We start with angel numbers. Why? Because it is an absolute basic of connecting with your divine guides, and probably so many of you're being so guided and you have no idea, because you've been taught by the school system and religion and whatever world we're living in at the moment that anything divine or magical or mystical or angelic is just ignore that. Just don't go there, what a waste of time. But it couldn't be further from the truth. This is actually becoming divinely guided, is you becoming whole, because we have been, all of us, disconnected from the spirit, from the soul, from the light of who we are, from the infinite nature of who you are. And there are certain things you will learn here on the Divinely Guided Earth Angel podcast about how your soul and your spirit, which is connected to the divine, that's the infinite part of you, the human is just a temporary moment, that soul and spirit is being guided on this earth plane to live the truth of what you came here to be and do. And yes, it is a bit of a school, as in there's some things you are here to learn and there are challenges, but through those challenges you can become the whole of you. And the more you become divinely guided, the more you are learning to honor your heart, honor your soul, listen to your intuition, listen to your guidance, stop the constant doing, the constant trying to work everything out here in 3D world. And obviously humanity hasn't done a great job of that. The more you're returning to your heart, the more you're coming back in, tuning into your soul, tuning into your guidance, connecting with your angels and your guides who are in that frequency. They're in that frequency because that's the frequency of your soul and your light, that your spirit, they're in that place. And you are not whole without your guidance. It is like the birds and in migration, it is the whales and the dolphins with their sonar frequency location. You are guided. You have a connection, a spiritual sat nav to the divine angelic, to the field, to the source of consciousness that is here to support you. So what are angel numbers, and how come you've been seeing them all your life and you're ignoring them? Why is that? So what are angel numbers? Angel numbers are those numbers you just happen to see in that shimmery, sparkly moment that are in a sequence. So maybe you wake up in the morning and it's 08:08, or maybe you look at your clock and it's 11:11 a.m. on your tea break. Maybe you are walking to the gym and you notice it's 13:13 on your phone. These are angel numbers. They are mathematical sequences of numbers, and many people believe or experience these to be messages from their angels, from their spiritual guides, or from God, the universe, the source of all that is. Why is that? And why and how do these numbers appear so regularly to you when you're in, either when you're calling out for help, or when you're in a high, excited, high vibe, high frequency, happy, joyful place? How is it that these sequences of numbers will appear to you on a clock, then a license plate, then on a receipt in the supermarket, or even in your dreams? What it means is that you are very gently being guided or reminded of something to take note of that's important on your spiritual path. Now, the way I like to think of it is in two ways. You can either think of it in that the angels and the guides are sending you numbers and literally giving you the little nudge to turn your head at this moment, in this moment, in this moment. I also like to think of it as they are like gates. They are gates, text messages from the universe, that you have entered a higher frequency state of being in your life. And this universe, it is coded. This whole reality, this whole field is love. And when we're disconnected from that love and in a really low vibe place, really struggling and battling it out with stressed and anxious and disconnected, yeah, you can pretty much guarantee you don't see angel numbers, you don't follow intuitive guidance, you don't feel the magic of being alive. But as soon as you do, these numbers, they start orchestrating for you. And in my Earth Angel School, we actually we did a few things with the ChatGPT, where a couple of us put in what would be the mathematical, statistical possibility of, one was for me and one was for one of our other students, of seeing this in one day. And it was something like, a license plate, a receipt, a clock, and then the same number again on the clock 12 hours later at the exact same time. And the AI said it was something like 1 in a billion, or 1.24 in a billion chance of that particular sequence of numbers happening in a day. And then one of our other Earth Angel students, she was meditating and she asked for support and guidance from her guides. And a few minutes later, when she opened her eyes, a car went past with a license plate with her name and the year she was born on the license plate. And she asked the AI what was the chances of that mathematically, and it was 1 in, I think it was something like 16 trillion chance of you seeing a license plate number with your own name and your own birthday on year you were born, and in the exact moment that you asked for a sign and some guidance. So, you know, we are talking here some incredible stats. And you don't have to be spiritual to be noticing this stuff. Like, this happens to all of you, no matter who you are. So here on the Divinely Guided Earth Angel podcast, I do hope you get a bit of excitement about this and realize what's going on, because ultimately this is your higher soul, your guides, your guidance, your angelic team communicating with you, and it's only good. It's a very positive sign. So why are they called angel numbers anyway? Because the idea is essentially that the divine realm, it doesn't tend to speak in words. So it speaks to you through numbers, symbols, pictures, intuition, synchronicities, aligned orchestrations where you're bumping into this person, or suddenly that book's been shown to you 3 times in a week, or a certain topic. And this is the divine co-creating with others to support you to your highest, as you are part of helping others to their highest. But numbers are one of the most universal languages because anyone can understand them. And they're such a powerful way for the divine beings to send you a sign of reassurance and that you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction, you're really aligned today. And it gives you a boost. It gives you a frequency shift. It gets you closer to your miracle, joy and happiness when you see them. So all of the angel numbers, and we do this in Earth Angel School, they can be interpreted differently, and you could Google them, a million different Google sites, and some of them say the same things and some of them say slightly different things. And so my guidance to you is to, yes, of course, look them up. It's fun, but also to trust your guidance. Like, oh, what's happening for me today when I'm seeing 111, 111, 0101, 0000 everywhere, you know, on a lorry, on a van, on a license plate, when you open a book, when you turn on a TV, whatever. But you may be feeling often paralyzed, feeling stuck, feeling frozen, can't get out of certain loops, whether that's in jobs or relationships or money, or situation. And you can either be doubling back on yourself all the time, like a Groundhog Day, like you can't get out of the loop, you can't get out, and it's driving you mad. Or the anxiety will drive you into this kind of frenzied striving to try and get out of the situation that you're in. Now, on the Divinely Guided Earth Angel podcast, we are guiding you to stop and to understand what is happening to you. And I speak from my own personal experience here too, because that disconnection from your divine trust and the spiritual flow of your life, it creates dams and blocked drains, and everything you do, things don't work for you. And in my own life, I was pushing so hard, trying, you know, is it this qualification I need to do? Is it a new job? Is it a new place? I don't, you know, where is it? What is it? Just ignoring the deeper truth that at the center of you, the heart of you, the soul of you, the spirit of you is enough. And as you begin tapping into that place, you begin to melt the paralysis and the anxiety and the stress and the force that you are using in the world to try and get the thing, whatever it is, get the thing. It begins to soften and to integrate back into your wholeness, into your truth, into your heart, your soul, your being. And in that place, your divinely guided miracle frequency begins to emerge. It is a softer you. It is a more beautiful you. It is a more grounded you. It is a more joyful you. It is a more natural you. And in my own experience, this rejecting of how you are in your being and rejecting of the essence of who you are creates blocks. It creates locks. It shuts doors. It brings the wrong people. It brings no divine timing, terrible timing, and everything goes really out of whack and chaotic in your life. So in my experience as an intuitive, there are two ways of being you can be in this world. You can be living from your head, You know what they say, if you're in your head, you're dead. You can be living from your head and your rational and your logic only, and be really disconnected from your heart and your soul and your spirit and that infinite part of you. But our culture has endorsed and qualified and glamorized being disconnected and only in our head. And so the more you start to tap into your heart, which is the first part of you, it is the light of you, it is the power of you. But the more you start living from that heart-centered space, the more you're tapping in and listening to your guidance and allowing the constant noise and barrage of information and people and constant activity and having to do. The more you start tapping into that divine aspect of you, the more your intuition is turning on, the more your guidance is getting clearer and clearer. And as a clear channel, you will naturally, intuitively start to receive the guidance from your angelic team, your divine guides who exist in that field, in that realm. Just like birds migrating, or dolphins and whales with their sonar frequency systems, you are guided, and you are naturally, as an earthed sovereign being, guided by soul and spirit first. And that disconnection's taken a long time for you to disconnect from, but especially the school system of the modern world, where you have been systematically qualified and compared to others and in competition with others for your whole life. So it's a very small age to live from the rational mind. But there's a big disconnect with that, and the magic of life disappears. And we are in a crisis at this time of mental health, of emotional well-being, and of meaning and true purpose and value and contribution. And the more you're connecting to your divine guidance, and the more you're feeling good in your heart and radiating that light and feeling whole in yourself, the more you repair the damage of our world, and the more you light up in that divine field, in that grid, for your angels and your guides to support you. Now, so many of us get so stuck and almost paralyzed with fear. And this can be because of the constant and continual riding over of who you truly be. And that paralysis blocks your connection to that divine guidance and your spiritual sat-nav. So if you're in a paralysis at this moment, see if you can give yourself space to trust and to open, allowing in grace, to understand that the contraction is the engine, it is the fuel for your expansion. So if you're in a place where everything feels like it's not working, everything feels uphill, you're not coping, you're really in the 3D realm when you feel like that. There's been a disconnect from the heart for a long time when you get to that stage. But it is such a gorgeous miracle for transformation and change for you. And I've been through so many of these myself, whether it was in health or relationships or finances, just all these understandings that I was in resistance to what was happening, and what is happening is metamorphosis and change. So if you are in a paralysis at this moment and you're longing for divinely guided miracles and flow and shape-shifting and transformation, and for it all to be over into this new beginning for you, firstly you need to understand what's happening to you as a soul. And what's happening to you as a soul is the paralysis, the anxiety, the depression, the fear, the and the lack of ability that you actually can't act, you can't do anything despite you knowing that there's so much more here for you, but you can't do it because the overwhelm and the anxiety and the doubt, it's drowning your frequency, your intuition, your spirit, your soul. And you've disconnected so much from the divine trust in your spiritual flow, you get completely bogged down and completely stuck. So what unlocks that energy, gets you back into the divinely guided frequency where all those angel numbers start rocketing into your reality? I like to think of them as text messages from the universe, but you could also think of them as, like, if everything is this one field of light, that they are the access keys, they are gates. They're showing you you're now in the 111 dimension, you're now in the 222 dimension, wow, you're now in 333 dimension, and it goes up. So what unlocks this paralysis for you into divinely guided miracles? So firstly, it's understanding what is happening to you, and that you are in an emotional, spiritual being, but you've gotten stuck into something that no longer works for you. It's out of date, it's past the expiry date. So your soul is essentially upgrading you, but it's saying you're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to put yourself into neutral and stop the fight. And maybe that means you need to rest more and do less, not more, and begin listening and honoring how you feel, how your body feels, how your heart feels, and start going within. And just like the little caterpillar that turns into a pretty beautiful butterfly, you have to go through the cocoon, and it can be dark and it can be frightening. But as you do that, the beauty of life starts to open to you, because you begin to clear the fear and everything that you've been holding on to, which is no longer true for you, whether it's stories or things that happened or limiting beliefs or energies that you've just empathically absorbed from those around you. And the more you start tuning in and listening to the divine heart, the divine infinite part of you, the more your higher self and your soul will begin anchoring into you. So you'll start to feel more grounded, more peaceful, but lighter and brighter. And as you do that, you begin the transformation into the butterfly. And you begin to unlock the secrets of the divinely guided miracle you. And you'll learn to listen to that inner compass of what is happening for you. And as you do that, as you turn the key in the lock, in the heart of you, so your outer reality will start to mirror back in response the divinely guided you. You will see little signs, angel numbers. You might receive dreams. Synchronistic events might just start toppling into your life. Trust as you feel that contraction become the fuel, the engine for your expansion, that your wings are starting to unfold, that you're starting to get the gold. And the miracle frequency is very simple, because when your fear is dissolving, your soul and your guides, your angelic team, begins flowing freely. And you start to feel in your heart the actions to take in your life, your business, your relationships. It becomes more effortless, because you're now in tune with what you actually are as a human being, which is a soul, an unlimited soul from, gosh, we don't know where from, the stars. And the synchronicities and opportunities that start coming to you through that miracle frequency, they arise very subtly. Call them mini miracles at first, but they arise miraculously as you are then allowing your body, your heart, and your soul to align with the divine higher all. And all of the distractions in society that distract you from that divine inner connection, not just peace, but connecting to, it's like a golden key in a lock that opens the gates to your divine soul pathways, your intuition, your guidance, your direct connection with your angels and your guides, and a universe that is synchronistic and magic with you and for you in life, in home, in business. So as you reclaim that connection that is your birthright, and as you allow, and bravely so, connecting with your energy and your emotion and your frequency, and coming into that still point in your heart, connecting with your soul, you open to the possibility and the potential that everything that our society has created, which is third dimensional and addictive and distracting and numbing and really fun, some of it too, beautiful art, beautiful music, there's many good things, but ultimately there's very little that's pointing with big neon pink flashing arrows to point you within, because when you go within, you unlock, you are given the divine key to the realm of infinite possibilities, and it's something that the mind cannot comprehend. That divine angelic architecture and symphony that you then access through being you, but so simply. So this was the Divinely Guided Earth Angel Podcast, episode 3, and it would be just so gorgeous to hear in the comments how this was for you, this episode. If you have any questions, I'd love to know your stories too. What does happen for you when you move through that paralysis and fear and unlock with that golden key? You unlock the door to your miracle frequency. Do you notice the shift? Do you notice a change in your life, in your reality? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. Thanks ever so much. This was the Divinely Guided Earth Angel Podcast. I'm Phoenix Louisa Angela Popioic. It is so much fun being here with you here at this time in 2025. Bye bye.